Well, welcome back. We have author and Dr. Michael Weisberg here with us.
Yes, and the new book is out. It's called In the End. What's interesting about this book, we're gonna talk about your first book, but what's interesting about this book is you have a character in it who's from Huntington, and some of the scenes are set in Huntington. And there's a reason, because you're a Huntington native.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm back home now. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me home. And I grew up in Huntington, and some of the places I remember the best are in the book.
Yeah.
Ritter Park. I used to ride my bike around Ritter Park all the time.
Yeah.
Four Pole Creek. We used to go down there. I took classes in pottery at the Huntington Galleries, as mentioned in the book.
Yeah.
So to me, Huntington will always be home.
Right. That's kind of neat. And for readers, for people who aren't from Huntington, they'll be introduced. Now, your books, the first book was, and I said they're fictional based or reality based fiction. Is that the way to put it? Because you're putting your work as a gastroenterologist into these books.
I put my outlook, and you have the perspective of a gastroenterologist in the book. The first book, The Hospitalist, was written because something had happened in medicine that changed the whole field of medicine. In the early 2000s, when you went to the hospital and were sick, you were no longer taken care of by your doctor. Your doctor basically abandoned you. And they gave you a doctor who'd never seen you before and knew nothing about you, called the hospitalist, to take care of you. No one was talking about it, and no one was writing about it. As an English major in college, and I loved to write, I said, I need to do this. So I wrote the book, gave a TED Talk later on, also associated with the book, How the Art of Medicine Became a Business in the 21st Century, and promoted the book, and really have gotten some changes. I've worked in Dallas now, I've been there the last 29 years in practice, and have really made some significant changes in how that hospitalist-patient interaction is viewed.
Did you catch some flack though too? Because I can imagine there had to be a little bit of pushback in any time.
It's interesting that you asked that, Tim, because that's exactly right. I noticed that some of the doctors that would refer me patients no longer referred me patients. And I think to some people I was somewhat of an outcast, because I was saying, hey, wait a minute, it's not all about, since the insurance companies have cut back on the reimbursements for doctors felt like they had to see more and more patients and couldn't spend the time going to the hospital taking care of the really sick patients. And I pointed that out, and I said that, and I think a lot of doctors said, you know, we don't want that to be revealed. We don't want the public to know that.
He was the Jerry Maguire of medicine.
Yeah.
That's right, exactly.
You were a journalist, right. You know, working that way with a little bit of what you've dreamed up in your mind to make a great story. Let's talk about the current story.
The current book, In the End.
There's a question that you ask people.
Yes.
Tell everybody what that question is.
What is the meaning to life?
Okay.
Why did I come up with that? I'm a gastroenterologist, and I do sedation. I put my patients to sleep before their colonoscopies, which everyone should have at the age of 50, by the way.
Yes.
Now they're saying 45.
I did mine yesterday.
You did yours yesterday, and I heard you came through a
Talk about
flying
timing,
colors.
right?
Yeah, this was great.
Yes.
So I'd ask them, and most people when I'd ask them that, they'd say, I'd say, do you have any further questions to ask me before I put you to sleep? And most people say, no, I just wanted to get this over with. The next most common response was, yes, when do I get to eat? But occasionally people would say, Dr. Weisberg, what's the meaning to life? In a humorous vein. But I started thinking about it because it came up more and more. And finally I decided my answer was, there is no one meaning to life. That's the wrong question to ask. The question to ask is, what gives meaning to your life? It could be your religion, your family, your job, whatever. Those are the things that are important. And I gave that pat answer for about 5 years. And the patients seemed to like it. As a matter of fact, some of them would go to sleep, and when they'd wake up 30 minutes later, they'd keep talking about what we talked about before I put them to sleep.
You gave them something to think about.
Yeah.
Exactly, while they were sleeping. Then I said, I didn't know. I'm going to search for the meaning to life. I'm at the age where I feel like I've had the experience. I'm in the medical field, so I deal with life and death every day. And I've read and I have the knowledge to look for the meaning to life.
How do people, if they want to get the book, they can go to Amazon?
They can go to Amazon or at the Inner Geek Bookstore here in Pullman Square. I just did a book signing and they have the book there.
There you go. Well, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for joining us today. First at 5 is coming up next.